So of the current Seraphim named, we have S Snake, the clone of Boa Hancock, as Bear, the clone of Bartholomew Kuma, as Shark, the clone of Jinbei, and as Hawk, the clone of Dracula Mihawk. Of these four, they all have one thing in common. The people whom they are cloned after are all pretty chill dudes. The most problematic ones in terms of history with the world government are most likely Boa Hancock and Bartholomew Kuma, as they were slaves at one point. However, there doesn't seem to be any problems with the clones, even though they would probably have memories of very traumatic events related to the world government. With that being said, the three unnamed Seraphim are clones of Sir Crocodile, Don Quixote, Doflamingo, and Gecko Moria. These three are possibly the most unhinged of the original seven warlords of the sea, and I'm wondering if any contingencies have to be put in place in order for them to stay in line, especially when you consider S. Gecko, supposedly, we don't have names for these characters yet, or S. Flamingo, supposedly, because Don Quixote do Flamingo is supposedly born evil and would probably have a tendency to fly off the handle at the slightest breeze, especially seeing as how one of Doflamingo's most tragic memories is being crucified on a wall by townspeople over a burning flame, and now ironically as a Seraphim, as a Lunarian clone abomination, he now has a back that is ablaze all the time, just about. So that's an interesting take. Also, with the case of Gecko Moria and Sir Crocodile, they both have a traumatic figure in their lives that sort of changed the course of how they ran things. Crocodile being Whitebeard, and then with Gecko Moria, of course, we have Kaido. So similarly to how, say, Momonosuke got this weird feeling of Doflamingo being present, like a weird Doflamingo apparition at one point when he was trying to make the flame clouds back in Punk Hazard. What if Don Quixote Doflamingo Seraphim as Flamingo has that same bit about fire? Or what if both S Crocodile and S Gecko have that same bit about Whitebeard and Kaido? What if there's a word trigger that pops off that's said by a Marine or what have you, and then they get this mental flash of Kaido or Whitebeard or fire in their mind, and they straighten up and do whatever they're told? Because I can't imagine a authority chip is enough to hold back all that crazy and all that ambition. It just doesn't seem likely, seeing as how all three of them have had big organizations in which they were doing some very covert and underhanded stuff. So I can't imagine all three of these clones are simply just good boys that don't cause anyone any problems. It seems very unlikely. But with that being said, like and subscribe, give me your thoughts, and tell your friends about Polypede Worship.